I was reminded of this quote the other day. Most people make the mistake of thinking design is what it looks like. People think it's this veneer that the designers are handed this box and told, make it look good. That's not what we think the design is. It's not just what it looks like and feels like. The design is how it works. The late, great Steve Jobs. I think the concept of design thinking is more important than ever, particularly with regard to Agile. Let's find out why. And this quote from Steve Jobs is particularly relevant for us in the world of Agile, where people are frustrated with the value it is or isn't providing. Apple used design thinking in order to reimagine and reinvent the mobile phone. Now, you might remember the famous strapline used at the launch of the iPhone. Apple reinvents the phone, which was widely sneered and laughed at by their competition, particularly Microsoft and notably Nokia. And design thinking typically centers around 5 phases, although there are variants of this. Empathize with your users. Define your users' needs, their problem and your insights. Ideate by challenging assumptions and creating ideas for innovative solutions. Prototype to start creating solutions and test your solutions. And this is not a hierarchy or a step-by-step process. They're not always sequential and some phases may run in parallel or repeat iteratively. But it's often easier to tread the well-worn path, maintaining the status quo, consolidate or increase your position in the current market. And why not, when it has served so well in the past? We all develop patterns of thinking based on repetitive activities and common knowledge. It's natural, as applying the same actions and knowledge we used before, which was successful, makes sense. But by doing this, it has the potential to prevent us from seeing and developing something new. I think many of us fall into the trap of adopting agile ways of working without shifting our thinking. So we just replace the old way of working with the new, but don't actually change anything. So it's no wonder we don't see the benefits of agile, because we haven't really changed anything. And you hear a lot about needing to have an agile mindset, but that isn't so useful. I mean, what does it actually mean? How can you quantify it? How can you get to it? It's all a bit too woolly, and in my experience, people are tired of hearing it. Now, I heard this somewhere recently, which I really like. It's better to not think of needing an agile mindset, but needing an agile habitude, a set of habits and attitude. Now, for a great example on altering habits and attitude, check this video out on YouTube. It's called The Backwards Brain Bicycle. But only after you've watched the end of this one, the algorithm, you know. The Backwards Brain Bicycle shows you what happens and what's possible when you retrain your brain. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. So, we need an agile habitude, alter our habits and adjust our attitude. So get more deeply involved with your customers, bring them in, listen to them and work with them, be customer centric. Now, I'm not suggesting that you blindly deliver what your customers are asking for. That would not make sense. Henry Ford allegedly said, if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse. A breakthrough innovation can't rely solely on customer input, because the customer doesn't really know what they want or what might be possible. But understanding your customers' problems, asking why it's a problem, working with them to bounce ideas and test prototypes, so true MVP, is absolutely needed. Coupled with strong product management, by rapidly testing assumptions and focusing on continuous learning, you can build momentum through agile and feedback-driven development. It unlocks efficiency gains, energizes teams, accelerates growth, and future-proofs technical infrastructure. A product-led approach, combined with customer centricity, reduces wasted effort, validating ideas early and often. It'll help you to focus on delivering real value rather than just output. The result is the ability to turn quickly, avoid missteps, and seize opportunities faster than competitors. Basically, product thinking builds organizations that are nimble, resilient, and built to grow. And we can learn some great lessons from history. Now, back in the 90s, Blockbusters and Toys R Us were at their height, but facing strong competition, as all companies do. However, they were concentrating on maintaining their position in their known and well understood environment. They were not focusing on the changing patterns and desires of their customers or the fast pace of technology and its implications. As a consequence, it allowed companies like Netflix and Amazon, who use design thinking, foot in the door, and the rest, as we say, is history. Now, Jeff Bezos famously always had an empty chair at all of his meetings, represented the voice of the customer, and it was always listened to, customer centricity. I remember Einstein when he said, we cannot solve problems with the same thinking we use to create them, which goes to the heart of design thinking. Now, check this video out to find out the one thing you must absolutely do if you want to succeed with agile ways of working. Please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Those things really help and I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, that is it for this one. Stay safe, stay humble, and I will see you next Thursday for another Agile Thought.